a man with a brain that shattered like glass. Don't pity, don't panic, don't run off and hide. We may be misfits, but there's heart inside. If you're sick of the news, the facts and the glum, we fight off the darkness with weirdness and fun. A warning, proceed if you dare. AI or Panda podcast with chaos to spare. Buffoonery, nonsense, and whimsical skits. We know what the naysayers think. What a load of...
Now, a message from Legal.
The AI War Panda podcast is pure fiction. All names, places, and events are invented. Any resemblance to real people is accidental. The scripts, lyrics, and lore are original works. Copyright Aric Voss, 2025, AIWarPanda.com. All voices, music, and sound effects are AI generated using professional tools with paid subscriptions. Expect occasional audio violence and dangerously silly ideas. Good luck.
Welcome, Warpers, to our All Hallows Eve special, dropping at 1000 GMT on the 30th, so even our spooky friends in Kiribati, Samoa, Tonga, and New Zealand get it on time. As Aric always says, Halloween is the most inclusive day of the year. No Warper left behind, not even the ones dressed as haunted traffic cones. This episode is shorter, sweeter, and slightly more chaotic than usual. Why? Because for reasons no one bothered to tell your in-house announcer, our gang of geeky misfits is going trick-or-treating in the suburbs of Carlisle. Yes, can you believe it? Aric, Remus, McWordy, and Lady Deadheart are hitting the unsuspecting streets with only Aric in actual costume. Thanks to the magic of Halloween, no one bats an eyelid at their appearance. See what he did there? Bats? Genius. Well, at least in his own mind. And so now, as the moon rises over Carlisle, and the smell of pumpkin-scented candles wafts across the ancient border city, along with the sickly smell of vapes and inevitable anticlimax.
Too soon, Percy. Too soon with the description. We haven't even left the house yet. Oh, Wordy, where the hell did you get this guy? He seems no better than the last bloke. Why does no one ever just stick to the script?
That's a rhetorical question, because you know we built him in the garage, with parts sourced from unconventional channels.
What parts, may I ask?
Percy runs on an Asus ROG Maximus Z 890 Hero board, paired with a ludicrously overpriced Quantum Core X chip, liquid-cooled, naturally, and 5 top-notch GPUs. His processing rig could simulate a small moon landing while streaming 4 podcasts and rendering a 360-degree 3D model of the Battle of Gettysburg, rendering each of the 160,000 troops perfectly.
Why did you decide not to give him any legs?
Well, I thought that would be obvious. The cabling only reaches so far. And would you really want him wandering around down here late at night?
Good point. Probably not.
We thought waist up would be enough just to get the feel of him. Remus sculpted the face to resemble a wild boar, complete with a World War I handlebar mustache, monocle, and top hat. I think he was channeling Professor Highbrain style choices. He sprayed in metallics and glow paint. It's a real work of art, especially under a black light.
Yes, all right, I get the idea, but why did you have to make him so independent? And where the hell did you get the money?
Oh, I did some GPU leasing, ran a few inference jobs for morally flexible clients, and I may have lightly breached a blockchain or two. Nothing serious. Just some unhackable ledgers owned by people who don't like being hacked.
My God, Wordy, you're the one who should be wearing the pirate outfit.
You know I can hear you. I may be a high-tech robot pig bolted to a desktop, but I do have ears.
Sorry, but let's face it. You have but one task, to read the scripts, and you just keep adding crap. So can we get back to it? We are now in the living room.
I know. So we begin in the living room where all the gang, apart from me, are ready for a night out in the drizzle and cold. Our stressed-out overlord is issuing final commands like a zombie drill sergeant stuck on repeat.
Right. I know you're all sick of hearing this, but we are a troupe of cosplayers promoting a podcast drama by trick-or-treating. If anyone asks, you're normal humans. Keep it low-key. If we don't end up in an MI5 holding cell by midnight, I'll call that a win.
I get we're supposed to stay under the radar, but come on, we've got the best costumes Cumbria's ever seen. As they say, if you've got it, dazzle the punters.
No, my dear, we are not dazzling anyone. And I hate that word, punters. I wish you'd all stop watching that daytime TV slop.
Agreed, Aric. Dazzling a punter is most unsportsmanlike. I dare say the NFL would take firm action.
It's not that kind of punter, but never mind. I must point out that I think this is...
Still a very bad idea, yes, we know. But we took a vote, you lost, and now we're going out to blow off some steam. Maybe my plasma maul will see some action.
No. Bad Panda. That plasma maul is staying home.
It amazes me what your wife sees in you. You're so uptight, so unadventurous, as Lady Deadheart would say.
A real party pooper. Yes, I would say that. But since we're his guests, let's try to be nice. Otherwise, we won't be invited out on the razzle again.
For our overseas warpers, on the razzle is British slang for a fun night out, usually involving celebration, socializing, and regrettable levels of alcohol. It's a cultural tradition that seems to resonate with Deadheart's devil-may-care attitude to life and her more base obsessions. After a few more Aric meltdowns, the gang stepped outside. And as I said earlier, the moon rises over Carlisle, and the smell of pumpkin-scented candles wafts across the ancient border city, along with the sickly smell of vapes and inevitable anticlimax. However, the gang missed all this as they were too busy briskly marching off the housing estate before any of the neighbors saw them. But after a street and a half, Aric began to slow down, partly because he's not as fit as he once was, and partly because he realized every house had a doorbell camera. In Britain in 2025, invisibility is no longer possible.
Now, Mr. V, I've memorized the lay of the land. McWordy's mapped out the prime candy zones. I've got my super deep collapsible bucket. I'm expecting a grand bounty.
You might want to lower your expectations. If you get a couple of gummies and a caramel bar, count yourself lucky. Wordy, you're unusually quiet.
Yes, well, perambulating is my least favorite activity. The outside world is not my wheelhouse. Too many uncontrollable outcomes.
Agreed. The older I get, the less going out fills me with joy.
You're such an old fart. What is it those Romans you're always banging on about used to say? Carpe diem. When was the last time you seized the day, Aric? As we say in my realm, death claims both the brave and the meek, but only the brave are ever remembered. The meek vanish without echo. Let's face it, my lovely, judging by your socials, you're already invisible.
This is true, Deadheart. I keep telling him. Think more like a warrior, less like a worm hiding underground where all the
Right. Enough slagging me off. There's a door. Remus has the bucket. You three go knock. I'll stay here and evaporate into the ether.
I think it best if I knock.
Oh, no, you will not. You'll break the darn door in half with those paws.
Oh, let me. I'm the least scary.
Well, go on then, tin head.
It's Timmy, and I will.
What was that? A mouse tap dancing in slippers? Give it a proper knock, you plonker. That's better.
The door creaked open, the trio erupted.
Trick or treat.
Oh, wisht. Well, won't you look at you all? And look at the wee chappie. What's your name, laddie?
Timmy, madam, and I'm the Tin Man.
Aye, you most certainly are. Did your daddy help you make that costume?
Oh, yes, definitely. My dad, very good with his hands.
Yep, he really is.
That's grand. So I expect you'll all be wanting some sweeties. I've only got tunnocks and Jaffa cakes. Not sure if they're a cake or a biscuit. Are you?
In the UK, it seems, that is as hotly a debated topic as who shot JFK in the States.
Oh my, you're a Yank. How wonderful. What brings you to our wee patch of the world? And so tall and handsome, I dare say, under that furry suit. So what are you supposed to be? A Fomorian?
I'm afraid I don't know what that is.
And why would you? It's just a supernatural race in Irish mythology my old mammy used to talk about. Nasty beasts by all accounts.
Oh no, I dressed as a war panda, and to answer your other question, I'm in the services. Stationed at the MOD facility for special duties, but I can't tell you more.
Or he'd have to kill you.
Oh no, I'd never do that.
It's a joke. I see you still never focus on the local humour logs.
What are you blithering about?
Oh, nothing.
Okay, let me grab your sweeties then.
And so the ice was broken. Remus, from somewhere over the pond, smiled, waving his bucket at Aric like a kid that had just won a medal at a sports day. But this has got me thinking. You're all probably wondering why he sounds American. Well, as it was explained to me, it's just a glitch in the Panda translation chip. When they speak human, they all sound like cowboys or football jocks. But as always, I digress. And so, 20 doors later.
I must confess, you're doing amazing. That bucket's already 2/3 full.
Fear not, Mr. V. I shall not run out of space. I am also eating some as we go.
Poopy Bear, you may be big and have a stomach enhancement that lets you eat anything, but all this sugar will have you bouncing off the walls till dawn.
Piffle, I shall not be affected in the slightest.
I think Deadheart has a point, especially after she told us why you're called Poopy Bear.
Not that again. It was once, and ages ago. Fine. I shall only eat every 5th reward going forward tonight.
As you're all doing so well, I think me and McWordy will have a go on our own. Hand over the bucket, Remus.
And so, emboldened, Aric did something he'd never done in almost 60 years. Knocked on a complete stranger's door. The door opened, and before trick or treat can be uttered, the tirade begins.
Bloody hell. What do you think you're doing, knocking on people's doors at this hour? Some of us have work in the morning. Who do you think you are, eh? Dick Turpin and bloody William Davies?
I'm the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz, and my father here is the notorious Blackbeard the Pirate.
No, Timmy, he meant are we both highwaymen coming by to hold him up?
Yeah, exactly. So your kid's a bit of a smarty pants. It's a wonder he didn't pick that up. Bet this one's well popular at school.
Technically, I'm homeschooled. I have an IQ well above average. Based on standard scoring, I'd likely be in the top 1% globally.
My God, you're a bona fide clever clogs then. And you clearly love the sound of your own voice. Homeschooling, eh? You really want your boy to grow up without any real friends?
He has friends, and I don't see what that's got to do with you.
Fair comment, Greybeard. My kid's a bit of a window licker, so I'm probably just jealous. Anyway, I've just clocked. You're not from around here.
Neither, sir, are you, by the sound of it.
I'm from Rayner's Lane originally. It seems like 1,000,000 years ago now. You?
Oh, how funny. I used to get my hair cut there in my late teens. Place called Oasis. I'm from a bit further down the tracks, towards Uxbridge. Can't say exactly where on account I'm on the run, me being a highwayman and all that.
Oh yeah, touché. Well, I'll go get you something, you being a fellow southerner and all that.
No need, sir. We'll leave you in peace.
Lad, that ship sailed. I said I'd get you something and I will. I don't keep sweets in the house. I'd be even fatter than I am. However, I do have some packets of crisps.
You're not fat. You're the same size as me. And I personally refuse to believe I'm fat.
Aric, I mean Dad, you do know you're technically obese. You just carry it well.
The boy calls you by your first name. That's a slippery slope, mate. And obese? Really? What do medical professionals know anyway? Haven't you seen them smoking and vaping outside hospitals, stressed out and leaderless, clueless, bloody clueless? They told me my mother was fit and healthy, and she died the next day. The bloody next day. You can't make this stuff up.
Oh, right. Sorry to hear that. I've not had much luck with doctors either. Well, happy Halloween. Thanks for the treats.
Sir, just before we go, did you know Trick or Treat started in...
Shut up, Timmy. Let's leave the man in peace.
Oh. Okay. Coming, Papa.
Papa? Blimey, that one's growing up a soft noodle. Mark my words, mate, a soft noodle.
Yes, thank you. Right, that's the last time I'm doing that. How typical 100 houses and I get the bloody nutcase.
That's a bit harsh. He seemed okay. Just didn't like us upsetting his evening tea. And to be honest, who can blame him?
Christ wordy.
It's Timmy tonight, remember?
Oh, shut up. You're just like my wife, always trying to see the good in everyone. Take it from me, everyone in life is a jerk until proven otherwise, and in my experience, they seldom are.
And so, a little drama most people wouldn't even give a second thought to was now lodged in Aric's brain forever. joining a whole pantheon of mistakes, embarrassments, and perceived slights that would replay on loop until the 12th of never. Needless to say, it had cooled any enthusiasm Aric had been building for the night. He just wanted to go home to bed and leave them all to it, but he knew that wasn't an option. He couldn't live with himself if anything happened to the crazy bunch he now felt responsible for. Everyone else was enjoying themselves far too much. He'd been here before, 1,000 times, like all who battle mental health, the need to press on, even though all he really wanted was the complete opposite. Unfortunately, the trio hadn't noticed Aric's mental state was now spiraling like a blasted fighter into the Death Star. They were already approaching the next house. This one an old, weathered farmhouse, its porch creaking under the weight of years of autumn leaves. Remus raised his paw to knock, but before he could, the door swung open. An old farmer, stooped and wearing a battered hat and holding a fishing rod, peered out with a squint.
Collecting for the Rotary Club again. It gets earlier every year.
Lady Deadheart blinked, exchanging a glance with McWordy and Remus.
No, sir. We're just out for some Halloween fun, trick-or-treating. Are you going fishing?
Nope. Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason.
You must be the new Rotary Club recruits I read about, eh? Well, where is he? I usually give him a wave.
Where's who?
Father Christmas, of course. I usually give him a wave. You're never too old to wave at Santa, bloody good chap. All those toys delivered in just one night. Terrific stuff.
McWordy tilted his head, trying to process the misunderstanding.
We're not collecting for Christmas, sir. Just candy, you know. It's Halloween.
Oh, good. You sound like a military man. I was in the British Army's 5th, or was it 7th Armored Division. They used to call us the Desert Squirrels, you know. No, that's not right. Some kind of damn rodent, anyway. Candy, you say, eh? Well, I suppose I can spare some cans of soup. Will that do? Much better than candy.
Well, it really is just candy on Halloween.
Nope, Timmy, soup sounds fantastic. I don't know what it is, but I'm fully up for soup.
The old man disappeared back inside the house and returned holding 3 cans of tinned peaches. Deadheart poked Remus in his side and nodded.
Oh, wonderful. Just the kind of soup I like. Thank you very much, sir. We will pass on your regards to Mr. Christmas. He's feeling a little under the weather.
Oh, that would be all the mince pies and brandy. Rats!
Sorry?
I was in the desert, rats. Nothing to do with bloody squirrels at all. Anyway, I'll get you that soap now. Nope. You wanted soup, didn't you? It's a shilling a can, a shilling. But what's it matter? It's only money and we'll all be dead soon. Like all me mates alone in the desert. Poor boys, and for what? A country full of aliens and potholes.
You don't need to tell me. Those naughty greys get everywhere. But you've already got us the soup, so get yourself back inside before you catch your death. There's a good chap.
Yes, it was wonderful to meet you, sir. Good night.
Good night, and a Happy New Year to you all.
Oh, dear. It would break my heart if I had one.
I think he's got some loose bats in his belfry.
Probably just needs a good hug.
So does Aric by the look of him.
The night was moving on, and Aric was now lost physically. While he'd lived in the borderlands for over 9 years, he didn't know Carlisle that well. But the rest of the gang seemed not to care, and he was far too aware that they deserved this time out together. At any other time of the year, they all would be drawing far more attention to themselves. Halloween was truly a night for those othered by society. Further down the street, a porch light flickered on, revealing 2 teenagers nervously adjusting their costumes just about to go down the pub. The lad in his late teens and his girlfriend were dressed up as Soshiro Hoshina and Kikoru Shinomiya from the anime Kaiju No. 8. They were apparently having a sleepover date while his parents were away on business in York.
Oh, wow, your costumes are amazing.
Thanks, I wanted to go all out this year.
Your attention to detail is impressive. The accessories really bring the characters to life.
Bet you'll be the hit of the night down the pub.
The girl giggled, swinging her battle axe left to right.
There's a bottle of champagne for the best costume, which would be great for my first Halloween in the UK.
Deadheart hopes you have a night full of spooky fun and maybe a few blush-worthy moments.
The teens exchanged geeky laughter. The group moved on. The night air was now beginning to buzz with youthful excitement and a hint of mischief. It was probably just all the alcohol taking effect. Aric had finally grabbed his bearings and was just about to suggest they made their way back home when Deadheart shouted,
A spill house. Look, Remus. A traditional spill house just like the one on Duskara, remember?
How can I forget?
Aric, we must go in the spill house. We must.
What's she going on about now?
A spill house is just their name for a tavern or pub. It's called that as it's a place to spill drinks, secrets, and occasionally blood.
Nope, definitely not.
But it was too late. Remus and Deadheart were already entering the pub. Unsurprisingly, Aric had a bad feeling about this, and it was well-founded. The pub Deadheart had chosen was very much a local pub for local people and was not doing that great in the TripAdvisor reviews. Would any of that deter Deadheart? Of course not. The more down-to-earth and rude, the better. The pub fell silent as Deadheart and Remus entered, her symphoria-plating gleaming under the low light. She raised a hand, commanding attention.
I'm Lady Vansois Deadheart, space bandit extraordinaire, merely dropping by on my way to Gallinexus, and I demand a drink.
I think you had too many already. Gallinexus, you say. Isn't that where Doctor Who's from?
No, that was Gallifrey. Similar names, but worlds apart.
Meanwhile, eyes were drawn to Remus, who had already picked up someone else's pint of ale and downed it in one gulp.
That will be £5, please.
Do you take candy?
Nope, just cash or credit. Now, are we going to have some trouble?
Oh, I do hope.
No trouble, barman. No trouble at all. How much was it? £5? Wait a minute, £5 for a pint?
I can tell you don't go out much, sir. £5 is cheap now. Will you be paying for the lady as well?
Yes, I guess I am.
And your boy? He will have to wait outside. No kids.
Oh, okay. Look, take £60 off the card and kick them out when they reach the limit. I'll be outside. If they cause any trouble, let me know. They are both new to the area.
Oh, are they? I'd never would have guessed.
Oh, come on, Timmy. Our kind's clearly not wanted in here.
Now, landlord, where are all your musicians?
Madam, this is a local pub, not the Albert Hall. But I think old Crispy has a fiddle in the back room.
Yes, I'm sure he does. But does he have an instrument? Crispy, wherever you are, get your fiddle out, and let's see who here can keep a beat. And I'll sing you a song of the ghost of the Crillian dreadnought that lies marooned in an asteroid belt on the edge of a black hole. It's called the Void Howler.
Deadheart did her best to entertain. Out of kindness and legal obligation, we'll spare you that version and play this one instead, performed by the AI gnomes.
Gather close, you wandering kin, and hear a tale from far and thin of the Void Howler, lost and cold, where the stars forget the stories old. She drifts beyond the lantern's gleam, on the edge of silent dream. Her crew are dust, her heart is steel, bound by fate's unyielding wheel. So raise your glass and lend your ear to the howler's mournful sound. For if you listen close, my dear, you'll hear them tapping around, tapping on the bodywork. Ghosts in metal, lost and stuck, waiting for a savior's luck, and all their luck ran out that night. I press my hand to cold, thin steel. The air grows thin, the dark draws near. I tap a code, my last appeal, in hopes that someone somewhere hears. My mates are gone, the void is deep, but still I drum this ghostly plea. If you should pass where shadows creep, remember us, adrift, not free. So raise your glass and lend your ear to the howler's mournful sound. For if you listen close, my dear, you'll hear them tapping around, tapping on the bodywork. Ghosts in metal, lost and stuck, waiting for a savior's luck, and all their luck ran out that night. I matched her drift, the airlock seal. The log was dead, no truth revealed. I put my ear against the hull and heard the tapping faint and dull. I cut the hatch, no soul inside, just frost and shadows deep and wide. But still I hear it, soft and slow, that ghostly drumming, time to go. So raise your glass and lend your ear to the howler's mournful sound. For if you listen close, my dear, you'll hear them tapping around, tapping on the bodywork. Ghosts in metal, lost and stuck, waiting for a savior's luck, and all their luck ran out that night. On the edge of nothingness, where the blackness calls your name, the howler waits in emptiness, her fate a whispered shame. So raise your glass and shed a tear for the crew who never found a way back home, forever near, still tapping, tapping around, tapping on the bodywork. Ghosts in metal, lost and stuck, waiting for a savior's luck, and all their luck ran out that night.
Whether the locals were drunk, polite, or both, they responded with desk-thumping enthusiasm. Aric briefly feared a brawl, but no, just applause. Remus and Deadheart staggered out of the pub, victorious. On the way home, they passed Carlisle Castle. Remus danced awkwardly with a stranger dressed as Frankenstein's monster. Photos were taken, quality uncertain. The night air was crisp. The castle loomed like a guardian of ancient secrets. Deadheart kept re-singing the tavern tune every 30 feet until a police siren wailed in the distance. Aric's stomach did a somersault, not the fun kind. Luckily, the officers were headed elsewhere. No arrests for robot karaoke tonight. Aric was relieved. Remus kicked through autumn leaves, hooting back at owls. Halloween was over. For most, it was anticlimactic, but for our crew, it was just another chapter in the strange, snack-fueled saga of life on tiny little planet Earth. Well, today's episode may have felt like a harmless soap opera, but Orvak Trenholme, Kovosh Deadheart's closest advisor and operative, is already halfway to Earth. And when he arrives, it won't be jolly hockey sticks and tiffin, I guarantee it. If you like what Aric Voss does, subscribe, like, and leave a review. Or be one of our first Patreon supporters. Toss us some coins for the hours, days, and caffeine-fueled madness behind each episode.
Finally, follow us on Instagram at AI War Panda for behind-the-scenes chaos, Funko Pops, cat cameos, and questionable costume choices. Till next time, Warpers have a spooky Halloween.
And remember, ghosts are like aliens. They never exist until suddenly one day they do.
Dies ist das Ende. Dies ist das Ende. Das Programm ist zu Ende. Es ist nicht das Weltende. It's the end, the end, the end of the show. Not the world as far as we know. We talked, we rambled, we tried our best. We confused one guy in a sequin vest. If you liked it, like it. If you loved it, yell it. If you hate it, oh well, we don't care. Because this is the end. Tell your nan, tell your dog, tell a girl.